I'd always wanted to write something about the places I went when I was a child, when my father took us on holidays. My father was born and raised near a place called Ballykissangel in County Kerry, a real place. And I always liked the sound of the name, so Ballykissangel came easily and naturally. I wanted something not just where the sun shone literally, but also kind of metaphorical breath of fresh air. I wanted fun and gentleness and whimsicality. Rural Ireland has immense charm, and I find that every time I come back. A lot of people in mainland Britain, understandably, have two images of rural Ireland. One, of course, is men in balaclavas running around the north, and the other is small men with beards and clay pipes sitting on crocks of gold at the ends of rainbows. Neither defines the Irish experience, really. And what's going on out in the country, what's really going on out in the country was what I wanted to do. There is a whole other life going on out here, which you never hear about. And, you know, without wishing to make a statement, I thought there was plenty of scope for drama and comedy there.
It clicked immediately. It felt right. It was like, it was totally different to things that were being made at the time. I'd got so many cop shows on my desk, car crashes and goodness knows what else. Dark, rainy nights, you know, in sleazy suburbs. And this was just, it was like reading a breath of fresh air. It was glorious. Avoca, actually, to see it, didn't match any of the descriptions in the scripts whatsoever. It's a linear village, you know, it goes up and down, as opposed to, it was originally written on a square. And of course, what we didn't see at the time was that glorious valley that surrounds the village. We were looking at it purely technically from the aspect of the script working for us. The valley and the way the river runs through it and the way the church is located to the rest of the village just ended up working really well.
It wasn't my decision to choose Avoca, but when I saw it, I thought, oh yeah, terrific.
We sat down that very weekend that we came over and we saw 60 actors over the weekend, which was mind-boggling.
Yeah, when I first read the script regarding the part of Niamh, for me it was very interesting because I had played an awful lot of angst-ridden characters, which are really exciting to do but exhausting. So it was very refreshing for me. And then when one heard about the various other actors that had already been cast, that was really exciting, that Tony Doyle was doing it, and Peter. And, you know, everyone, just a great bunch of people. That helps you judge, too, about what kind of a programme it will be. You know, you learn an awful lot from that, from the casting, as to what the directors are looking for. What did you think?
I thought it was great. Yeah, I mean, it comes off the page very well when you read it. In terms of getting the part, it was just the usual series of auditions and audition and then a screen test, reading Ambrose. Yeah, it read really well, just as it appears, quite gentle drama, laced with really good comedy, good dry comedy.
Yes, I think that the humour in it is what appealed to me. The fact that there was a very dry sense of humour, a very straight-faced element to it, which
don't bite, please.
To me.
That kind of humour.
He's behaving very well so far. That was the initial thing, because the first set of scripts I think were wonderful. They had that kind of element in them, that humorous quality, which I think has lasted.
They held these sort of auditions in, what was that, in the Berkeley Court?
The Berkeley Court.
And they got a whole load of people in, and everyone was playing different roles and different parts, and they were kind of, they'd put you in a situation, say, okay, we're all in this, you're all in Fitzgerald's bar, and this is basically what's happened during the day, and just talk about it. So we were all improvising like mad, which is unbeknownst to most directors. It's really difficult for most actors to do. It's the bane of their lives. It's panic.
When I first got the scripts, it really did leap off the page as being something very different.
You have to look at it as a whole, not just my character, and all the elements were there. And so I got the scripts, and I was just hoping, praying that I would get the job, and I really had to fight for it. I mean, I went back numerous times to read, and I did screen tests with lots of other actors. They were trying to obviously find the chemistry between these two characters, because in this first series, certainly, they played a very important role.
I think, in the structure of all the stories.
When we were casting for Father Peter, we saw an awful lot of people.
Went along for the audition on the Wednesday afternoon.
And an awful lot of people screen tested for it.
Got home about 4 o'clock, and then 5 o'clock there was a phone call saying, would I fly over to Dublin that night to screen test the next morning for it.
People were flying backwards and forwards from London to Dublin for screen tests and meetings in hotels.
Got another 2 scripts given to me that night and read them, and was even more excited by how the story developed and how the character developed. So didn't sleep a wink. I was that desperate to get on and try and get this job.
We did see a lot of very good people, and there were a lot of contenders.
So screen tested the next morning, 10 o'clock.
Stephen walked through the door, and everybody to a man said, "There's your priest."
By 12 o'clock I was back at the airport and phoned my agent and found out I got the job, which I was delighted about. Flew back to London.
Everybody.
Then packed my bags, flew back to Dublin on the Sunday and started on the Monday morning. It was that quick, a complete whirlwind, which worked well for the character. He finds himself as a fish out of water, and I was finding my feet at the same time as the character was in the programme.
It took us very little time at all to actually make decisions on who should be who. And at the same time we were getting the crew together, and it was an extraordinary mixture. As soon as everybody got on the set, it just clicked.